turns out I have a lot less footage from this battle than I thought, but I do have this one clip that shows a little bit of what a battle looks like. I'll run it once and then rewind to describe some of what's going on.
Yatzat noob in a Tempest. Yatzat noob in a Tempest is primary. Yatzat noob in a Tempest is primary, guys. Yatzat noob in a Tempest is primary. We're gonna kill.
So that guy you can hear talking is the fleet commander, and what he's doing is giving all of the battleships in the fleet a target. So he's saying Yatzak Nuke, which I guess is some guy's name, and Tempest, which is the kind of ship that guy is flying. This clip starts out zoomed in on a, on a friendly fleet. And just to give you a sense of what's on the screen here, the upper right-hand corner is what's called the overview, which is just a sort of a table of all the enemy ships in the area. And then there's a couple of chat windows. Bottom left is sort of a general chat, and then bottom right is chat just for the fleet that I'm in. So all these big ships you're looking at are battleships, and they're getting shot at. You can see lasers coming in. And then the clip's going to zoom out a little bit and show you the context of the area and who's shooting at them. So that shimmering effect that you can see around the ships is what's called a sensor booster. So ships have to lock on to other ships to attack them, and battleships are really, really slow at locking on to other ships, and the sensor booster module lets them lock on much, much faster. Okay, so now we're zoomed all the way out, and you can see at the point where we started, where the friendly fleet is basically invisible at this zoom level. And you've got all of those squares around ships, so those are what are called brackets. And right now I only have brackets turned on to show enemy ships. And in fact, in most combat, people are told to turn brackets off entirely. It actually slows your computer down quite a bit to do that. But I have them here just so you can see kind of what's going on. So the enemy fleet is all those orange and red ships that are sort of arrayed above us. And you can see that some of them are in those bubbles on the left. And those bubbles are warp interdiction bubbles. So basically, your ship can't jump out if you're stuck in one of those. So we use those a lot to trap enemy fleets while we pound them with battleships. So when I started playing Eve, I kind of imagined that fleet battles would have really cool formations. We'd have like a flying V or something. But it turns out there aren't really any good ways to do that in the game. So what happens is that when battleships get on the field, they align towards a place they can run away to, a safe spot where they can repair their ship or break locks on them. So instead of staying in these nice cohesive groups, what happens is fleets get really, really spread out really quickly because every ship has a different speed. And so you get what people in Eve often call a conga line setup, where you have a lot of ships in this long, long line. So every so often, the fleet will warp out to another point and then warp back in again, so they get all close together. And that's important because it's useful for them to have the same range. Usually all the battleships in the fleet will be a short-range battleship or a long-range battleship. And so it's important for the fleet commander to know how far away the ships can shoot. So he doesn't actually want them in this long formation, but it's just a hassle to get everybody to stay together. So they spread out a little bit, and then they'll regroup, and then come back in, and then spread out. And it's just sort of this constant dance between keeping people safe so they can warp away quickly, and keeping people in the same range so they can hit the targets. Alright, well that's pretty much it for this clip. I'll try and get some better footage in the next battle I'm in. This is a little bit sparse, but I hope this gives you a taste. Thanks for watching.